Okay. Okay, today I have to tell you the concept of what is browser rendering, and then what is HTML attributes, and what are the DOM properties. And then, okay, so what is the differences between HTML attributes and DOM properties? And then how can you bind in different approaches using properties and using attributes, using class names and using, okay, style names. We can bind, binding. We came to know binding process yesterday. So property binding and event binding. Okay, so we need to know a few other options. How can we bind? Okay, so properties can be bind in different approaches. Okay, property binding can be done in different ways, using styles and using properties and using attribute names and all. First of all, you have to know in HTML what is attribute and what is okay, property, and okay, so some what is class, and then so I'm going to show you these things, and then I'm going to show you the differences over there, so that you people can see different types of approaches to bind in different things. Okay, let's straight come to the class. Coming to the class, guys. First of all, before understanding that, what is meant by browser and then browser rendering process, it is very simple. It is very simple to understand. So actually, when yeah, let me show you these things in, yeah, yeah, let me take a simple diagram. Assume this is a browser. Okay, assume this is a browser. Okay, what happens? This browser sends a request to server. Okay, suppose our application is running 4200. Our application is running in this port number, meaning that in this 4200 port number, one server is running. Inside the server, our application is running. Okay, our whatever application we are developing, right, that application is running under the server. Okay, that server is running 4200 in the port number 4200. If you want to change the port number, yes, you can do that port number. I think I have shown you already. If you want me to show, okay, if you want me to show, I can show you again, not a problem. So using the option called hyphen port equal to 4300 or 4500, whatever you can. But see here, guys, you have to understand that. So a request will goes to, okay, from the browser, request will goes to the, okay, server is running under 4200 as of now. Okay, in this server, our application is okay, Angular application is running. Okay, fine. Anyways, the request is going to come to the server. From the server, it is going to come to the application is going to give you the response. Okay, okay, application is going to give you the response to the browser. Okay, from the browser, request will goes to 4200, I mean server is going to give you the response. Actually, this response is combination of what response means. Okay, let me show you again. Let me show something like localhost 4200. Just look at it, guys. Oh, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Whenever you run any application, yeah, of course, any application, like whenever you say gmail.com, what happens, guys? This is going to be the request. So this is going to be the request. So for this request, okay, it goes to the server, and then server is going to give you the response. Okay, response. After getting the response, it is going to display. Okay, what it is going to display? Browser is going to display. What browser is going to display? Images are. Okay, is this the only one images? Okay, see here, guys. So is this the only images? Is this image? No, this is not the image. This is the combination of images, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and everything. Okay, so this image is going to be coming from where? Okay, this is coming from the server. Okay, server is going to give something to the browser. Browser is going to understand, and browser is going to display. Now you need to understand the clear difference and clear relationship between browser and the server. Okay, okay, right. So from the browser, request will goes to the server. Okay, in our case, our server is running under 4200. Inside the server, our application is running. Of course, whenever you say ng server, automatically application is going to start. Okay, that particular server, assume this is the server. This server is going to give you the response, so that response is going to come to the browser. So response is going to come to the browser in terms of what? in terms of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so here in the server application, what we have created, we have created component, TypeScript. Okay, so and then maybe like CSS files and configuration files, framework related modules, so many things we have created, right? So we, in our application, we have created so many components, modules, pipes, or so many things we have created here in the okay server. But okay, whenever response is coming from server to browser, component is not going to come to the browser because browser don't know what is component. Okay, so server is not going to send the module. Okay, module cannot be understandable to browser. Okay, because output is going to be displayed inside the browser. So to display the output, server cannot send the component. Server cannot send the component. Okay, server, okay, cannot send the component, cannot send the module, cannot send the pipe, cannot send the service. Actually, to make our development easy in comfortable approach, in extendable approach. Okay, so this Angular application, Angular framework is going to help you a lot. Okay, as part of application development, we are going to create component classes, we are going to create modules, number of components, number of modules we are going to create, number of things are going to be created as part of the application. Okay, but when request comes from the browser to server, this request is going to be taken all these things, and then response is going to be given to the browser. To the browser, what kind of code it is going to be sent? HTML code, not the component. Okay, processed, and it is going to, okay, it is going to take the component and then combination of everything. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, whatever things browser can understand, only those things, a combination of those things are going to be, okay, forwarded from server to browser as a response. Okay, this is a request and this is a response. Okay, as part of response, only these things are going to be, okay, these things are going to be come from server to browser. Because if server send component class, component class cannot be understand to the browser. So what server is going to do? Server is going to take the component class, HTML, CSS, and everything. It is going to process, and finally it is going to produce HTML, JavaScript, CSS. Only which things are going to be understandable to the browser, those things are going to be written to the browser. Now response is HTML. Now HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all. What browser is going to do? Browser is going to take this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these things, and then it will convert okay, this HTML code to, okay, so output code like images. It is going to display images, and it is going to display some text, and it is going to display some other table. Okay, so these things, graphics and etc can be displayed over there. All right, guys, these things are going to be displayed over here. All right, so now whenever you say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all, so this is returned. Okay, so response is going to be returned from, server to the browser in terms of HTML, CSS, and all. What browser is going to do? Okay, browser understands the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and it will convert HTML, CSS code into, okay, so user interface. It will convert. That can be called as rendering process. Rendering is nothing but converting HTML into output. Okay, browser is going to render the HTML, CSS, all those things so into output. Okay, using CSS it is going to apply classes. Using CSS it is going to apply all these things, right? So okay, using all these things, it is going to get converted, guys. Okay, fine. So that is nothing but rendering process. Okay, so rendering, you have to, okay, browser rendering is nothing but, just to give you information, okay, browser converts HTML, CSS plus Java into user interface. Okay, user interface. This process can be this process can be called as can be called as browser rendering process. Rendering. So it is going to get rendered, guys. Okay. So whatever web application you are calling, whenever you call a web application from the browser, so server is going to return some data. Server is going to return some HTML, CSS, and all. So that is going to get converted into UI. Okay, user interface. Okay, that process can be called as rendering. Okay. Now, while rendering, what it is going to do is okay, something like HTML. Let me take HTML to okay UI, right? HTML to UI. It will convert HTML to UI, user interface. Okay, user interface can be understandable to the end user. End user means customer. I mean any person. If you are using Gmail means we are using Gmail, so we are the end users. Okay, somebody open. Yes. Okay. So again somebody mute all. Please mute your mic, all of you guys. Right, now coming to here, HTML is going to convert it into UI part, right? So UI means what in between. Okay, so the browser, what browser is going to do is, okay, in HTML, so in HTML file there are so many tags. Okay, there are so many tags will be available. Okay, number of tags. Okay, for every tag, what browser is going to do internally means browser program. It's a browser is a software. What browser software is going to do is it is going to read HTML tags. It reads HTML tags, and okay, it will convert. Okay, and it will convert. Okay, it will create, or otherwise it will create. It will create one object for. It will create one object for every HTML element. Okay, so what I tried, writing this means, okay, it is going to read, HTML file contains, HTML file contains so many HTML tags, right? And then, what it is going to do for every HTML tag, it reads HTML tag, and it will create one object for every HTML tag. It is going to create one object for every HTML element. Suppose, okay, let us go to any code. So this is our code, right? Okay, let us go to HTML part. Okay, so if I take, this is the tag. So for what browser is going to do is, if you try to execute this element, what browser is going to do is, browser is going to create one object. Browser is going to create one particular object. So for this tag, browser is going to create one object, right? See what it is going to do before displaying HTML to UI. What happens internally means it is going to create objects. It will create objects. Okay, every HTML element is going to convert it into object. So multiple objects are going to be created. So now this software is going to, okay, what this, what browser after reading HTML to objects, then from this objects UI is going to be displayed. Okay, so what browser is going to do after receiving HTML code from the server, it will convert into objects. Okay, and from objects to UI, it is going to display objects to UI. Okay, it is going to convert objects to UI. Okay, fine guys, it is going to convert objects to UI. Okay, let it tell you one more thing, guys. These objects are available. Okay, so something like all these objects, many objects will be available. So number of HTML objects will be, number of HTML tags will be there. For every tag, one object is going to be created. So all objects related to HTML are going to be placed into one big object that can be called as DOM. One big object. So something like this is going to be DOM means it contains all objects. Okay, number of objects will be every object is related to, okay, one HTML tag. Okay, one HTML tag. Okay, that can be called as DOM. Okay, document object model. So this is going to be applied DOM. So what I can do is DOM. So what browser is going to do? Okay, what browser is going to do using this HTML? Browser is going to create a DOM. DOM is nothing but it's one object. This object contains a number of HTML tags, number of HTML objects. Number of HTML objects will be there. Okay, all those objects are available inside the DOM. Okay, all those objects are available inside the DOM. So now this document object model is going to be rendered to UI. Okay, so okay, I'm telling you the concept what happens inside the browser, guys. Okay, browser receives the HTML, then HTML is going to convert it into DOM. DOM is nothing but document object model. It's a object. That object contains, okay, number of objects. Number of objects means each object is one HTML tag. Okay, so each object is HTML tag. So this DOM is going to become, okay, the DOM is going to, okay, so browser is going to make, okay, browser is going to take this DOM object and it is going to create the UI part. This is what happens internally. And inside the DOM, okay, so there is going to be tree structure. It maintains all objects in the form of tree structure. Okay, objects will be objects. Objects are arranged in the DOM. Okay, okay, so as a tree structure. Okay, what is tree structure? Let me give you one example. Okay, let me give you one example, guys. Okay, tree structure is something like, suppose a DOM. Okay, otherwise, okay, a div object. Just I want to take one div object. Okay, otherwise let me write a code for this. Okay, so that you people can understand very easily. So maybe like a div. Okay, div class equal to maybe like a container. So just I'm taking a example, guys. These divs may be div or table or anything. Okay, it will be like container. Okay, and again what I will do inside this div I'm going to take another object. What is it? Class. Okay, maybe like a row. Okay, you can take like, again what I will do, this is going to be taken what, class equal to column and so on. Okay, and so on. And so on. See here, guys. So if this is the HTML, how a DOM, how these, okay, objects are going to be created inside the DOM means, so this is one element, right? For this div element, one object is going to be created. For this div, one another object is going to be created. For this div, one another object is going to be created. Okay, now let me take like this, guys. I want to create another div like this. Okay, okay, first of all, let me show you how it is going to be created now. So first it is going to create one object. See here, guys. Okay, maybe like one object. This object contains what object it contains? Container object, right? This object, child object, is going to be something like what? A row. Okay, this object contains what? Okay, column. Okay, so this is column, maybe this is container. So this is a tree structure. It is going to be maintained internally in DOM, document object model. Okay, multiple objects will be available inside the DOM. Okay, see here, guys, if these are the things available in the DOM, it looks like this. Okay, this is the, okay, so visualization of tree structure inside the DOM for this HTML. Okay, let me, okay, take another thing. Okay, what I can do is, okay, let's look at it, guys. So this is going to be, okay, yeah, see here, I have container is a parent object. So assume this is a container object. So container object contains what? One child object and another child object. Two rows, two child objects are there. What I can do is, row 1 object. So this is a, okay, this is how it will be. This is one another row, this is one another object. Inside this row we have one column object. Inside this row, this is one column will be available. Okay, this is the structure, okay, is going to be available inside the DOM. This is going to be the tree structure. All right guys, so according to the HTML, so one element may contains multiple elements, and in, you know, child element may have multiple elements again, so and so on. One element may be available in other okay elements. So that, okay, because of these things, okay, let's look at it. Because of this tree structure, okay, because of this HTML, this HTML is going to become, okay, this HTML is going to become like this. Okay, this HTML is going to, okay, according to the HTML, tree structure is going to be built. All right guys, now coming to here. Okay, fine, let's look at it guys. This is going to be the you know, how rendering is going to happen, how HTML is going to convert into DOM object. Okay, DOM object contains multiple objects in tree structure. Then after converting this, based on this, okay, browser is going to render into UI. Okay, so it is going to render into UI guys. All right, this is the basic thing that you have to know. This is not related, DOM object is not you know, exactly related to Angular guys. Actually this is related to browser, okay, and the normal web application. Okay, so of course Angular is also Angular is also, okay, so developing web applications, it is related to web, right? It is related to browser and all. So definitely DOM is going to be useful for Angular. Okay, without DOM, Angular is not there. Whatever Angular code you are writing, finally it is going to convert it into DOM object itself. Okay, so that DOM is going to understandable to browser. Okay, so what Angular is going to do is, Angular is going to, okay, take objects inside the DOM. Okay, you also can take objects inside the DOM by using get element by ID, get element by class names, get element by tag names. You can use okay, you can use some methods in JavaScript. You can read objects. Even the same things can be done even in the, okay, Angular also. Okay, so just understand what is DOM now. Just this is the introduction about DOM. Wherever it is required, I'm going to give you more details about the DOM object, okay, which is running internally. So then I'm going to give you the concept guys. Okay, let's come to here. Now today's concept is how we are going to use this DOM introduction to learn about the concept of HTML attribute and DOM property. Okay, let us look at it guys. What is HTML attribute? Okay, I will tell you something like HTML. Okay, just example, input. Okay, I think I have already placed one example. Yes. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, take like this. This is one HTML. Okay, assume this is the HTML tag. Okay, this is the HTML tag. All right. So input is the HTML tag. Okay, so okay, this is the HTML tag. And then now if you take like this, disabled equal to, okay, if you provide true, what happens? So I'm you know, what I'm trying to do here is disabled attribute. Okay, this is the attribute. Okay, so let's go to the HTML code guys. Okay, now input sorry, input break. Okay, so this is going to be the value equal to, directly I'm providing hello. Okay, this can be called as attribute guys. Okay, think like I'm not using any Angular code here, directly I'm using value. So this value is a attribute of this input text box. Okay, so for every element, for every HTML element having different types of attributes. Even you can okay, go to the Google and you can verify each okay, tag having different types of attributes as well. Now coming to input and value equal to hello. Okay, so whenever you see this, okay, and another attribute, maybe like I would like to provide another attribute like disabled equal to, so disabled equal to provide disabled. Okay, so this is the example. This is another attribute. This is another example for attribute. This is disabled is another attribute. Okay, let's see. Okay, what happens if I take like this? Just I want to show you the output, what happens, how this input text box is going to looks like this. Okay, if I go there, if I go to UI part, where is that UI part? Okay, yeah, let us go to, okay, see here. Now come down. We have taken text box. See here guys, how it is looking like. Of course this text box can be modified, but hello text box cannot be modified. Why? Because we made it at disabled equal to true. What happens? Yeah, let me okay, okay, so what is the HTML code I have written? Yeah, let me write down here. Input, I have taken what? Input. All right, input, and the value equal to what? Value equal to hello. As well, I have provided disabled equal to, okay, yeah, you see here. Now what happened? This is the HTML tag. This HTML tag is going to convert it into DOM object, right? DOM object means for this it is going to create one object. For input one object will be there. Whatever values you have provided, these will be available. Okay, these values will be available. Okay, if you remember this, okay, whatever values you have provided, these values and attributes will be placed into one object. This can be called as DOM object for input. For input type, one object will be there. For div, another type of object will be there. For table, another type of object will be there. Why? Because every tag having different types of attributes, different types of functionalities. That's why, so for every type of tag, one type of object will be there inside the DOM. Okay, so this is a DOM object. This HTML is going to get converted into DOM. While converting this HTML into DOM, what it is going to do is this DOM object contains properties. Some value property will be there. Okay, disabled property is there. Okay, see here guys, disabled, and other properties will be there. Okay, so many properties will be there inside this. And if you say value property, whatever attribute you have provided for some value to value property, disabled to disabled property, value attribute value will be placed, value attributes value will be provided to property of, okay, DOM object. So DOM object contains properties. Okay, here HTML tag contains attributes. So what it is going to do, it is going to get mapped attributes to, okay, attribute values to properties. Okay, attribute values to, okay, properties. So that's why we need to say that input element having one object, right? Having one object, right? So element contains attributes and object contains properties. Okay, it's like Java object or it's like any other object. Okay, so what is this guys? This can be called as element and this can be called as object. Element contains attributes, okay, object contains properties. So what browser is going to do is it reads the element and element attribute values. Those values are going to be applied to the object. When it is applying element attributes, when it is reading element attribute values and setting those values into object properties, it has some mapping. What is mapping? It is going to use the concept of mapping. What is mapping means? Let me take it like, assume this is element. Okay, so Okay, this is element. Okay, element contains attributes, right? And this is object. Assume this is the object. Okay, this contains properties. Okay, value property. Okay, and disabled property and other properties are there. Here attribute. What are the attributes here? Value attribute and disabled attributes. So now there is some mapping will be there. Attribute value is going to get okay, set into okay, value property in DOM. Okay, inside the DOM object, this can be called as DOM object. Inside the DOM object, so for this input tag, it is going to create attribute. So that whatever in the HTML, whatever attributes are available, okay, HTML file, right? In the HTML file, if you write HTML file or HTML file came from the server to browser. So when okay, whatever HTML file available, that HTML file contains number of elements. Okay, each element having based on the developer. Okay, so based on the requirement, developer is going to use different types of elements, different types of attributes, different types of values. So these will be available in the HTML. So these things will be okay provided into DOM using the mapping. What is mapping? Just simply what is the property and sorry, what is the attribute and what is the value, so that this can be, this mapping is going to, mapping is available inside the browser. That mapping, okay, using that mapping, which attribute value okay should be okay set to okay DOM property. Okay, some kind of mapping will be available. So here you need to remember that. So I'm going to give you a new concept. You have to remember this one, guys. Sometimes okay, attributes will be available. Okay, suppose like some ABC attribute is available, means there may be ABC property in the DOM, there may not be available ABC property. So there are so many HTML attributes, right? There are so many HTML elements. Each element may have multiple types of attributes. Here some attributes only available. Okay, but for that attribute there is no property, there is no property, there may not be, there may you know, property may be available for this attribute, may not be available for the attribute. So meaning that you suppose example ABC attribute is available, for that ABC attribute okay there is no okay property. There can be a scenario, guys. Okay, there can be a scenario. Okay, there can be a scenario. Okay, what kind of scenario? Okay, so if a attribute is available, for that attribute there may not be available property. Okay, so but here if you take value attribute, for this value attribute there is a property called value property is available. If you take disabled okay property, a disabled attribute, for this disabled attribute there is a disabled property. Yes, okay, here in this case for this attribute property is available in the DOM. Okay, for this disabled available. Sometimes what happens means okay, few attributes are there. I'm going to okay tell you. Okay, so in coming classes, okay, in coming sessions, in the same session or okay going forward, I'm going to show you some attributes. For those attributes, you cannot see properties in the DOM. Okay, you cannot see for some. I'm not talking about all attributes. Few attributes having properties, few attributes may not having properties. The same way, okay, in the DOM I'll be having some you know, DEC property. I have extra properties are there. For this extra property there is no attributes available. Okay, guys, so I have property in the DOM but there is no attribute. Okay, say if you see here there are three scenarios available. Okay, what are the three scenarios? If you observe carefully, so there are three scenarios. What are the three scenarios, guys? I have noted down in the okay documentation. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, attribute, for attribute value also property is available. Okay, property will be available. Second scenario is attribute is available. For attribute is available, but no property. Okay, in third case, no attribute, but some properties, extra properties will be available. Okay, these are the three different types available. These are the three different things. Okay, there are three different scenarios when you are talking about properties, DOM properties and okay, attributes, element attributes. Okay, guys. Okay, there may be three scenarios. That's why when you are working with anything, okay, you have to understand that the whole story I have, okay, given you, is to tell one thing, guys. To tell one thing. Okay, attribute is different, property is different. Attribute is available in the HTML, and property is available in the DOM. So don't think so. Okay, attribute and property both are same. Okay, why? Because you can bind any value to the attribute separately. Okay, if you want to bind any value using the HTML attribute, yes, you can use HTML attribute to bind. Or if you want to use property, yes, absolutely, you can use the property. You can use the property to bind any value. So in Angular, so we are going to use this concept in Angular. How means, okay, attribute binding is different, property binding is different. Okay, so what is attribute? Attributes are related to HTML elements. Okay, HTML elements, and properties is related to DOM object. DOM object, of course, DOM object is going to created using the HTML element only. For every HTML, one DOM object is going to be created. That is one-to-one relationship. One HTML element, one one DOM object will be there. One-to-one relationship is there. But inside the element, there may be multiple attributes. Inside the DOM, there may be multiple properties. Got it, guys? So few attribute values are going to set into DOM properties. Few DOM properties are going to be available extra. Few HTML attributes may be available extra. Okay, so something like this, guys. So that's why if you know this concept, if you know that attribute is different and property is different, if you know that attribute is related to HTML element, if you know that property is related to DOM, then you can understand the concept of property binding and attribute binding. So that is what we are going to learn in the next step. Once after understanding this concept clearly, okay, so of course I have documented this information in the Word, guys. Already I have provided this information. Okay, somebody ping me. Sample or test, there are person, sample or test. Okay, you mean to say what? Yeah, I'm talking about HTML elements. I'm talking about HTML elements. There are attributes, right, sir? Person, sample or tester. There are attributes. No property. Property means, yes, property means, yes, exactly. Component, in the component class, yeah. So actually in the component class, if you create variables, yeah, let's look at it, guys. Let me show you the properties. Property means, again, you have to understand two types of properties here. Okay, two types of properties. When you are talking about Angular, there are two types of properties. What are the two types of properties? If you take the component class, this is property. Yes, okay, this is a property, exactly. This property is component property. Okay, now, okay, the same way, if you go to the bare HTML, I'm not talking about the Angular. I will take the HTML tag. This is pure HTML tag. I'm not talking about the Angular. Now for this, this is the element. Okay, for this element, one of the attribute is class. Okay, guys, what is this? Class. Okay, assume for this element, what it is going to do is, for this element, what it is going to do internally, what happens? I'm talking about only HTML and browser, guys. I'm not talking about okay, so any Angular things. So I'm talking about the information about browser and DOM object, what happens internally, I'm talking about. Okay, so this element is going to get converted into DOM object. Okay, it is going to get converted into DOM object. Okay, assume when it is converting this one, actually this is a div type, right? This div types contain so many properties, and in reality there is no, okay, there is a class property, right? Here there is no, what is this? It's an attribute. This can be called as attribute. And inside this DOM object related to div, okay, related to div, one of the DOM object, contains no class property. To store this information, okay, it contains class name. Okay, see here guys, maybe like class name is the property. See here guys, here attribute is class, but internally, okay, this value is going to be stored where, in which property? Class name property. Okay, class name property. So don't think so. This is the attribute, and what is it? This is the property. Okay, this is the property, and this internally what happens? This div is going to convert it into DOM object. This information is going to be provided into this DOM object, but how it is going to take? So these attribute names are different, inside the properties are different, but internally what happens? For this class and class name property, there is mapping. Okay, so that whatever information we have provided, this information is going to be stored into class name. Okay, it is going to happen internally. So that mapping information is available inside the browser. All right, so this is how it is going to happen internally. Okay, DOM object. Okay, why we have discussed about this? Okay, you can understand this very clearly, guys. Let us come to here the concept of okay, so the next step, immediately you can understand this. Okay, let us look at it. Input. Okay, so what is this? If I take disabled, okay, if I take like this disabled, and you are providing what condition? Okay, you are assigning the value here, you are assigning the value. Okay, what value? Condition. You are providing some condition. If condition satisfied, you are providing true, otherwise you are assigning the value. Okay, so we'll come to this into your okay, I will take these two things and then I will explain you the HTML. Okay, what I will do is I'm going to comment this code. Until here, I don't want anything. I want to okay, just trying to copy the code. Okay, so simply I don't want all these things. You can simply provide. See here, guys. Okay, so let us think about first this part. Okay, input disabled equal to true. Okay, now here you are using Angular, right? Now we have discussed about attribute and property. Okay, we are talking about attribute and property. All right, guys, attribute and property. So now if I use like disabled is a attribute, disabled is a attribute, okay, inside the input. Okay, input element. Okay, simply you can use like this, guys. Okay, you may take like this. Okay, you have to take like disabled. Okay, this is going to be normal attribute of this input. But now I would like to what I want here is okay, we can discuss about this in the next step. Okay, what I'm trying to tell here is input disabled equal to disabled means this is the attribute. Okay, but now I want to bring into Angular. I want to bring into this Angular, guys. Okay, okay, I can I just really want to make it into Angular. How can I use this in Angular? Okay, how can I use this Angular? Okay, if I use this Angular, okay, so what I need to do, I need to use okay, binding. I want to bind some value. Okay, so this is a attribute of property now. Okay, because this element having attribute as well as this particular element has property also. Okay, so this element is going to convert it into DOM object, right? In that DOM object there is a property called exactly disabled only. So with the same name property is available, and with the same name attribute is available. Okay, now I want to, okay, so I want to, if I want to bind property, so what I need to use, I need to use like this. Okay, this is a property binding. This is not attribute binding. You are not using attribute. If I use directly, okay, square brackets, what is that meaning means you are directly assigning, okay, value to the property. Property is available in the DOM. Directly it is going to set into the DOM. Inside the DOM, this disabled property is okay, related to boolean, so that you need to provide some true value, or okay, true or false value you need to provide. Okay, you are not, so remember this binding is property binding. You are setting a true value, okay, or you can go to the component class. Okay, there is some boolean value is already available, right? Where is the boolean value? Okay, some show, right? Otherwise I'm going to take one boolean value. Okay, some this I'm going to take true. Okay, disabled equal to some true. Okay, just provided this equal to, it's a property I have taken. So now see here guys, you can assign this property to this HTML. Okay, this is the property. Okay, what here the meaning is, the property this property is available where? In the component, app component. This property is binding to input property. Okay, input object, input DOM object. So this input DOM object, there is a property called disabled. Okay, disabled equal to, now the property available, this property contains what? True. So it is going to take true. Okay, now here, why we are discussing this concept. Okay, so means there is a lot of okay, so chances to become confusion. Okay, to enter into the confusion state. Okay, there is a lot of scope. Okay, why? Because using disabled, okay, disabled with the same name, for this input attribute is available, as well as disabled, okay, properties are available for input DOM. When it is going to converted into DOM object, okay, then this also contains a property, disabled property will be there. Okay, at the same time input HTML also contains attribute. Now you are assigning this value to the attribute or property now. So why? Because you need to understand clearly, attribute is different, property is different. Okay, you are assigning directly, okay, disabled property inside the input element. Okay, so now, yeah, so to tell about this one, okay, you have to note it down. If it is possible, note it down guys. So if you take this statement, there are two properties are available. This is one property and disabled is also one another property. Okay, so let me note down this point. This is very very useful for you, okay, to understand this concept. Okay, so in deep. Okay, so you should not get confused wherever you see this kind of things guys. Disabled, okay, disabled, meaning of this thing is, disabled is a property in input DOM object. Okay, what is this? Input DOM object. And okay, you need to understand one more thing. This is a property inside the, okay, app component. Okay, app component. Okay, see here guys, there are two properties. This is also one property and this is also one another property. Okay, this is one property. Okay, this is disabled is one property, and this is also one another property. But this property is available in the component. In which component? We are in HTML, right? So this is in HTML component. And coming to disabled, disabled is a property related to this input. Okay, related to this input object. Okay, so now, okay, right, inside the, yeah, to tell about this disabled property, I'm telling information related to disabled property. This disabled property, okay, remember this guys, this disabled property inside the, okay, inside the DOM object, input DOM object, this data type is okay, what kind of data type it is? It's a boolean type. That's why you need to provide a boolean value to this disabled property. Okay, so I just want, yeah, give me 1 second guys, give me 1 second. Okay, now input equal to disabled equal to this, right? So you can easily understand this comment. Yeah, let me even I want to provide this information in the here. Okay, disabled is a property inside the input DOM object, and this is a property inside the app component. Okay, so inside the component, inside the app component, this is the okay note that for this information. Okay, you need to understand. Okay, so just you can provide this one. Yes. Okay, this is going to be like this. All right, guys, you need to understand very clearly, guys. Okay, you should not get confused at all. Okay, disabled is also one property, this is also one property, but this is related to, okay, which property? This is related to app component, but disabled, okay, is a property related to input. Okay, right, related to input. Okay, now, okay, if I take like this, so if you open the HTML, if you open the HTML, okay, this text box itself, okay, so this text box itself, okay, so what happened, guys? Disabled. Okay, coming to here again, disabled, that is input disabled equal to this. All right, and one more thing, if this is a, let me go to the app component, this is a property, right? This is a property, what we have provided, true, that's why disabled equal to true means it got disabled. If I say false, so that this let me go to the HTML, what happens? This is a property in the app component, I changed it to, okay, I changed it to, okay, so I changed it to false. See here, I changed it to false, so that what happens? False value will be set to this disabled property, DOM property, then it is going to become, okay, it will looks like as usual, whatever you want you can do it. Okay, so disabled equal to true or false you have. Okay, now, okay, remember that you are doing here property binding. Now this can be called as property binding, DOM property. Okay, what property it is? DOM property. So you are binding value to the DOM property the same way. Okay, even. Okay, so coming to the, but I don't want to do property binding, but disabled is a disabled attribute is there. When you take disabled without using Angular, what happens? It is going to looks like what? Okay, it's not true or false, we need to provide a disabled equal to disabled. Okay, if I say disabled, then it is going to become, yeah, now come here, this is normal HTML. Okay, let us go to the next line. Second text box, we are talking the second text box. Okay, I did not use any Angular concept in this element. Input disabled equal to what? Disabled, I said. Okay, if I go to here, this is the attribute I have provided. Okay, now if you provide here true, this is attribute, right? If I try to provide true, what happens? Just look at it, guys. Okay, and then provide false. Okay, what's happening? Even it is false also, it is displaying, how it is displaying, this is disabled. Okay, that's why for the attribute, okay, when you are using attribute, see, this is the attribute, input attribute, not the property. Input attribute, you are providing the value true or false, it is not going to work. If you want to, if you don't want to disable it, just block, provide block. Let's look at it, guys. Yeah, see here, guys, whatever thing you have provided, yeah, provide this one. Okay, ASDF, whatever thing you can provide, the disable always any value, true or yes, no, false, whatever value you provide, always, okay, it is going to be disabled. Okay, what is that, guys? What I did, let me show you clearly this point. I have provided disabled equal to anything, because I'm using now attribute. Okay, I'm trying to use the attribute. Okay, this is the property. For the property, the property data type is boolean inside the DOM, so that you can provide true value. But here is the attribute. Okay, you are providing some value. Okay, when you are providing the value like ASDF or A, whatever value you provide, true or false or whatever thing you provide, So anything, if you provide something to the disabled, what happens? It looks like what? Okay, okay, disabled only. Okay, even sometimes you can provide like this also. If you provide just disabled, that's all. Okay, what happened? Disabled. If you provide disabled, okay, also you did not provide true or you did not provide anything. See here, guys, this is displaying disabled. Okay, see, that's why you need to know and you need to, okay, store in your mind. The attribute is different, property is different, guys. Property here, the example is disabled property have the data type boolean, so that you can provide true or false. But here it's an attribute. Here if you take attribute, there is no such database here, data, there is no such data type also. If you provide disabled, that's it. If you provide disabled, it is going to become disabled. You cannot say like disabled equal to false, disabled equal to something. If you don't want, remove this. If you want disabled, provide like this. Okay, so now you know the difference between attribute and property. How can you use this attribute for okay, injection, I mean binding in Angular? Okay, so there is possibility. Okay, there is a possibility. Okay, we do have possibility of attribute binding in Angular. Okay, remember this, guys. This is a, okay, this is what property binding. Which property it is? Element, HT element related property binding, HT element related attribute binding. So you can use attribute binding like this, ATTR. Okay, see here, guys, just example we have taken already. ATTR disabled equal to, okay, something, okay, something, I'll tell you, I'll show. See here, disabled equal to, where is our code? Okay, so ATTR, okay, whenever you say ATTR, meaning that attribute. So whenever you see ATTR means you are binding attribute binding, okay, not property binding. So if you want to apply attribute binding, use ATTR. Of course, this is this square brackets are mandatory in both the cases. But if you use directly, this meaning that property binding. If you use ATTR, this is nothing but attribute binding. So I am talking about input tag. Okay, so but if you can apply this attribute binding for any element in the HTML. Okay, just example sake, I have taken input. Okay, but you may use this type of attribute binding for any kind of attributes inside the HTML, guys. Now, okay, let's look at it, guys. I'm going to use something like okay, so maybe like image null. Okay, just look at it, what we have provided. Okay, somebody, okay, so just look at it, guys. I'm going to provide okay, some value. So any value provide, because any value, maybe it is a, if you provide directly within the double quotes, it looks for the hello property, but I just want to provide a string directly. See here, guys, this hello string trying to provide this one. Whatever value you provide the disabled, it is going to be disabled only, right? Go to here, the second is disabled. But now I don't want this, so that what I can do is, you can use a keyword called null, provide null. Okay, so that this attribute is not going to be available. So this attribute binding, when you are using such kind of attributes, if you don't want to use this attribute at all, okay, if you provide null, so that it is going to become normal text box. See here, guys, now this is not okay, so what is it? Disabled. It is not disabled, it is enabled. Okay, this is enabled. Okay, so that what you can do is, you can provide some condition like 1 double equal to 1. If it is the case, okay, provide true, else provide false. Okay, what is that meaning, guys? This is a conditional operator, right? Okay, when it is, sorry. Here true false will not available for attribute, remember that. If it is okay, what is that? If the condition is true, disable condition is true, then if okay, some maybe like you can take any value, not only disable, not only just to disable, you may use what, anything, any value, because any value will assign this disable, it is going to be disabled only. Okay, else null, use null. Okay, when you want to use like this, you have to use null. Okay, if it is true, then disable, else it is going to become, okay, null. So this is true in case, so it is going to become okay, disabled. Go to here, you can go to disabled. And coming to here, guys, what I want to do, I want to change the condition over there. What I will do, I want to make intentionally I want to provide some wrong condition. So any condition, just a dummy condition I have provided here. If I provide wrong condition, what happens? Okay, then the condition is going to be false. The disabled, instead of providing disabled, what happened? It is going to apply null. Yeah, let's go to here. So what happened? It is disabled, is not going to work. So see here, guys, that's why property binding and attribute binding both are different for HTML elements. Okay, when you are talking about HTML things, when you are talking about HTML elements, okay, property binding and element binding both are different. Attribute binding, property binding both are different. Okay, whenever you see attr dot means this is attribute binding. Whenever you see directly means property binding. Property is available with DOM and attribute is available with the HTML element. All right. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm going to give you many examples related to this. Okay. So that if you, before going to giving the examples, okay, I will show you the examples first, so that, and I'm going to, yeah, let's look at it, guys. I have, these things are exercises for you. Okay, let us look at it, guys. I just will explain you. Yeah, you people just ping me, guys. Okay, so what is this image source, this property? So this is a property binding or attribute binding. So let's take like this. Okay, you may take any examples here, just for I'm asking you guys, please ping. The first one is property binding. Okay, let me stop the recording. I want to take next example. Okay, only one thing. So what about this second one? Second one is property binding or attribute binding. Okay, is this property binding or attribute binding? Hey, can you please ping me, guys? So you, by looking at this, is this a property binding or attribute binding? One second. So for HTML elements, okay, for HTML elements, okay, a binding can be applied, binding can be done. Okay, one property binding. Next one is attribute binding, and even you can apply the binding for classes, class binding and style binding. See here, guys, style binding. See here, property, class and style. So for HTML elements, you can apply in in 4 different ways. Yeah, I will show you before showing. Okay, for HTML elements, binding can be done. Okay, binding can be done. Okay, in using property binding, attribute binding, class binding and style binding. We have discussed about property and we have discussed about attribute. The same way you can use class binding. See here, guys, I just want to show you. Okay, so class binding, let me show you guys separately. Yeah, let's look at it. What is a class? One of the class. Okay, special. Okay, is special. Okay, special, something like true or false you can provide. Okay, what is this, guys? Class binding. Okay, class binding, of course. Okay, it is looks like it is same like ng class. This is same like ng class. Okay, class, instead of attr you are providing what? Class dot. So this can be called a class binding. class binding. So maybe like this class binding, we are going to use class bindings also, of course. This is the theoretical class, I'm giving the information, right? So if I explain all these things, okay, I can use all these things in the next examples, okay, going forward, guys. I'm going to use many examples. We'll be working with many examples, okay. So using all these things, okay, that's why I'm giving you clear information about it. Class binding means class dot special. This can be called as a special is a class name. Okay, this is a true or false. You can use true or false. Okay, if it is true, this special class is going to be applied to class. The same way, maybe like div class, maybe like row. If it is true, row class will be applied to this class. Otherwise, it is not going to be. If I say false, this row class will not be applied to this class. Okay, row class cannot be applied to this property. Why? Because we said false. Okay, yeah, of course I'm going to show you many examples, guys, using this class okay, class things. The same way, class binding, and then the style binding also is also available. Class binding also available, style binding also available. So see here, guys, it is the example of style binding. So maybe like for any div tag or okay, wherever you see, this is binding. If I say style dot, this can be style binding. If I say class dot, class binding. If I say attribute, attr means okay, attribute binding. If you provide directly means that is property binding. If you provide anything, okay, if you provide anything just example, okay. Okay, see here, guys, this is a direct property binding. This property is directly available inside the div. This is meaning that okay, special attribute available in the div, you are assigning value to the attribute. If I say row means row is a class you are applying to this div. Row is a style you are applying to this div. So that okay, these are the alternatives. Okay, class binding and style bindings are alternatives to ng class. Okay, we have already discussed ng class and ng style, right? Okay, these alternatives you can use either class bindings or ng class. Okay, or you can use style binding or ng style you can use. But important information is okay, maybe like in coming days, okay, Angular may remove ng class and ng styles, because okay, this notation is powerful. Okay, this notation got added into the Angular, okay, so in the next versions, initial versions are ng. Okay, initial versions are, in the initial versions we do have ng class and ng styles. Going forward, ng class and ng styles are going to be deprecated, so that these are going to be useful. These will be useful going forward, guys. I mean, okay, these things are got familiar, so that in the next class onwards, okay, I'm going to show you how to use class.row and style.row wherever it is available. If you want to apply any dynamic okay, dynamic classes or dynamic styles, you can use these things. Okay, so that you came to know that today property binding, attribute binding, and row binding, I mean class binding and style bindings. Before that, we came to know the difference between the important thing is the difference between what is attribute and what is DOM object. Okay, attribute and DOM object, and property is different, attribute is different. Okay, so DOM object contains properties, element contains attributes. Okay, fine, guys, this is the information.